had been cursed and that at night he prowled the countryside as a vampire. A vampire? One of the living dead, her mother said. The legend is they must have the blood of some living person to keep them alive. That of a young female is the best for them. And so the first Barnabas was said to have attacked many young women and given them the vampire's kiss on the throat. That was the manner in which he drained their blood. Of course it was all nonsense. They just imagined those things, Carolyn exclaimed. Perhaps so, Elizabeth said. But the gossip became loud and strong enough to force the first Barnabas to leave the village. They still tell dark legends about him. And several times since our Barnabas has come back, there have been attempts to spread the same kind of stories about him. Small minds, Carolyn declared indignantly. They pick on Barnabas because he has the courage to be different, and because his clothing is mod and way out. I expect Barnabas knows, they whisper behind his back, her mother suggested, and I don't think he cares. She'd looked at her mother anxiously. Do you think he will stay for Christmas and New Year's? Maybe. I couldn't say. I hope so, Carolyn said wistfully. It would be a lot nicer with him here. Her mother had smiled at her tolerantly. You do like Barnabas, don't you? Well, it's ever so much more lonesome here when he's not around, she had complained. Don't let him leave us for the holidays. He'll listen to you. I'll talk to him. But Barnabas had made no promises. The fact that Roger Collins hadn't welcomed him too warmly might have had something to do with his indecision. Now Elizabeth had almost all the Christmas cooking ahead. They were beginning to decorate the house. David and Amy were getting so keyed up that their governess, Maggie Evans, could scarcely keep the children in hand, and still Barnabas had not given them any hint as to whether he would remain at Collinwood through the holidays. But one good sign was that he'd been doing some shopping, and he was driving the station wagon for the first time during his many visits. Carolyn had decided to accompany him on this early evening expedition for 2 reasons. She wanted to do some of her own shopping, and she hoped she would be able to learn what his plans were. Barnabas drove fast, but he also drove well, keeping his deep-set eyes fastened on the road as it wound along the cliff. The headlights cut 2 sharp beams in the darkening night, revealing the icy, rutted surface of the country road and the occasional snow-laden trees. Carolyn spoke above the sound of the motor, asking, Is the driving very slippery? Barnabas nodded without looking at her. Yes, it's tricky. Do the roads ever get like this in England? Sometimes. I don't drive over there. She said, This is the first time you've been here so close to the holiday season. I hope you don't go running off before we begin to celebrate Christmas and New Year's. His handsome face with its stern cast showed a thin smile. Do you think I would contribute to the gaiety of the season? You would as far as I'm concerned, she told him, and I'm sure all the others feel the same way. We'll see. You and Hare don't have to stay alone in the old house, she told him. We have lots of room at Collinwood. There's no reason why you can't join us in the main house for the holidays. No, he said firmly. If I remain, and that's very doubtful, I'll certainly stay in the old house. Why? I'm selfish, he said, giving her a brief teasing glance. I like to have that comfortable old house all to myself, and Hare takes good care of me and sees I'm not disturbed. The mention of Hare caused her to frown. He can be unreasonable when he likes. I went by the old house yesterday and stopped at the door on the chance you might not be at work, and able to speak with me, and he opened the door in a rage and ordered me on my way. Where did you ever find such a boorish servant? Barnabas laughed. He's a good man and amiable enough on occasion. I can't imagine the occasion, she said gloomily. He's so odd-looking, stout and bow-legged, and he never seems shaved. Well, it's no use trying to disparage him, Barnabas warned her. I'm fond of him, and he serves me well. That's all I can ask. I suppose so, she said. But he doesn't have to be so ugly all the time. He doesn't want a soul near the house. I like quiet in the daytime.